Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, where it is time for match week 14 because of the Premier League fixtures being a little bit all over the place. It is a live video this evening and not a pre-recorded one. But we will obviously see what happens in match week 14 because obviously there were only 9 fixtures in match week 13 with one game being postponed, and that was obviously Burnley against Tottenham as well. As you can see, I have made the banners purple, obviously to be with obviously the Premier League, and I think it is a very, very good. I think it is a very, very good idea to do that anyway. But let's have a quick look how everyone did in match week number 13. I got 8 points, including 2 perfect scores. I was Arsenal to beat Newcastle by 2-0, and also Manchester City to beat West Ham by 2-1. But there was a top scorer, and I have to say, very, very well done, JB. 15 points, absolutely magnificent. 15 points, really, really impressive, it has to be said. Very, very good. And obviously we will go into the match week 14. Now, guys, if you are obviously watching in, then please join in at home to put your predictions in either the comments section after the video or put them in the live chat. It would be nice to see a lot of people obviously joining in as well. And also, especially because obviously this is live, that there is a bit of housekeeping. So obviously, like, share, and subscribe. Do what you can to support the channel. It would be absolutely magnificent. So we will start off with the first of the games on Tuesday. We have Newcastle United against Norwich City. Now, how did the head-to-head record? It's 2 wins to Norwich, 2 draws, and 1 win to Newcastle United. And the last meeting, yes, guys, you expected it, 0-0 draw. Hello to the Asian Sensational FC Bowl. Didn't expect this to be live, just because of obviously the time. Just because obviously of the time. And you know, obviously the fixtures are a little bit. The fixtures are a little bit all over the place. There's games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday. So it's definitely one to look forward to. But hello to Tom May. Big game this week. Obviously. Well, we'll get to that fixture anyway. Hello to Diego. Hope you're doing well as well. Yes, absolutely. Not a problem. You can join me at some point. But Newcastle Norwich. Newcastle lost 2-0 against Arsenal at the weekend. What I will say is they gave it a good go. They gave it a very, very good go against Arsenal. And I have to say, the way that they played against Arsenal, I thought they were very, very good. Shelvey had a couple of attempts at goal, and I have to say, you know, looking at Newcastle, they should have had a penalty. Callum Wilson is completely elbowed. I can't remember who the defender was, but he is absolutely elbowed in the side. I think it's the side of the face. Now, for me, that's a penalty. I don't know how Stuart Atwell and his assistants doesn't even, you know, see that. Doesn't even go to VAR either. So really, really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. And the way that, you know, that finished 2-0. Yes, you know, the Martinelli goal is a very, very good goal. Don't get me wrong, but it was a bit controversial because there was a foul in the build-up. So, but Newcastle, if they can keep playing like that, the performance of Martin Dubravka has to be said as well. I thought he was excellent in the goal for Newcastle, and you know, I think they've been needing a solid goalkeeper for a long, long time. Yes, I know that Darlow has come in, but it's really, really disappointing to see him not actually being used as much as we thought he would be. But yeah, Darlow has been a good, you know, deputy, but I think Dubravka is definitely the number one keeper as well. Hello, whoa, doing it live. Yes, Sportcat. Because of games being on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I just have been so busy, and I thought I would bring this live to you guys today. Hello to Alan Holloway. Hope you're doing well. I see a goalless draw here, easily 0-0. Both Newcastle United and Norwich City need to start to pick up points soon to survive. Absolutely. And this, as people say, this is a huge, huge game. Norwich, on the other hand, a 0-0 draw with Wolves. That's now 2 games unbeaten for Dean Smith, a 2-1 win over Southampton, and a 0-0 draw against Wolves. And it has to be said, it wasn't the best of games, but Norwich have kind of toughened up at the back, and it's actually very, very good to see. And I think they are going to have to make their home form a bit of a fortress as well, because I look at their fixtures away from home coming up, and this is a massive game. This is already a 6-pointer. This one, were they to get something from Newcastle, I do think that they could easily maybe survive. And plus, they are still looking at that points threshold of Derby County being obviously 11, so that could be very, very interesting to see. But how do I see this one going? It is a very tough one to call. It is a very tough one to call. I don't see many goals in it. I think it's going to be a very nervy game. Newcastle don't keep many clean sheets. Neither do Norwich. Norwich are struggling to score goals as well. So I look at this game, and because it is at St James's Park, the fans will be absolutely buzzing. And also, I've just got a feeling that the Eddie Howe factor is going to have enough for Newcastle United to scrape a 1-0 victory. I think Newcastle are going to win by 1-0. So I am going for a 1-0 Newcastle win. So let's see what some of you are saying. Asian Sensational says 2-1 to Newcastle. Very interesting. Ricky81892, thank you for tuning in. First win of the season for Newcastle, I reckon. Very, very interesting as well. Newcastle 2, Norwich 1. Good evening, Shane. Hope you're doing well. And Diego's going the same as me. He's going by a 1-0 scoreline to Newcastle United. But yeah, very, very tough one. Tough one to call. It's just the way that both sides have been playing. Yes, I know Newcastle are the only team that have not won a game yet, but I've just got a feeling that this midweek especially, it's a huge week for Newcastle. They've got home games against Norwich and Burnley, and it is 2 must-win games. And I think they will get the first win of the season against Norwich. I'm going for a 1-0 win to Newcastle. Hello to Almighty Blues FC. Thank you for tuning in. As always, as we will move on to the next game. Let me just get that banner off for you guys today. And it is Leeds United against Crystal Palace. Oh, it's 3 wins to Leeds and 2 wins to Palace. And the last result was a 2-0 victory to Leeds United. But I must say, Leeds United's form has gone down like that. It is horrendous form. And had Brighton had a Danny Welbeck or even a Pascal Gross or someone like that, it would have been a Brighton win. Leeds United's form has been horrendously bad. I must say that. Again, why are you bringing Calvin Phillips off at half-time? Yes, I can guess it's a tactical move, but even then, I don't get it. I really do not get Bielsa's substitutions sometimes. Really, really do not get it at all. So that was another problem I had with that. The second thing is that, yes, I know they've got so many injuries as well, but they just look a shadow of themselves. And at this minute, it looks like they could. They look like going down. They do like going down. They look like they could go down. It's a very, very interesting kind of game, this one as well. Crystal Palace, a 2-1 defeat to Aston Villa. Obviously, I know Diego is in the comments. How did you feel about Palace's performance against Villa? I thought it was a good game. I thought Palace had a few chances, but I thought Villa really played excellently. I thought they were really, really good in that effect. Mark Guehi is a bit of a goal-scoring machine for you guys at the moment. I think this is now his 4th goal for both club and country. So I just have a feeling that looking at the two sides, Leeds United at home, You would expect them to, get up for this game. However, I keep saying it, I think Palace are a better team away from home. We've already seen it this season that they can go to places and score goals, and I think they are better on the road. Anyway, let's see what some of you are saying. Diego, keep it in the likes. Thank you very much. Eddie gets relegated even before January ends. For me, they're going down. North to win 1-0, says Almighty Blues. Very interesting. I'll get StreamYard back hopefully tomorrow with the free reach. Okay, no problem. And then Ricky and Steve having a good conversation. Probably the second season syndrome thing. It's like Sheffield United last season. Yeah, absolutely. Bit of second season syndrome for Leeds, or is it purely injuries? Bit of both. But they are without Bamford. Bamford's a big key for them, I think, in keeping them fit. Diego is still here. I'm hopeful for a Leeds United 0, Crystal Palace 2. Hopefully we can get a shot on target before the 70th minute. Palace need to improve on set pieces. Yeah, absolutely. Respect to Steven Gerrard, set up his side up well to control the midfield battles. Yeah, absolutely. Leeds 1, Palace 2, says Asian Sensational. Hello to James Dunlop, Newcastle 2, Norwich 1, Leeds 2, Palace 2. How do I see this one going? I'm going to say that I think Leeds United are in for a bit of a hammering here. I really, really do. I honestly see Leeds United being given a bit of a tanking by Crystal Palace. I'm going Leeds United 0, Crystal Palace 3. I think Palace are going to go to Elland Road. I think Leeds are going to have a bit of a torrid time of dealing with Wilfried Zaha. Wilfried Zaha is an absolute machine at the best of times. So I am thinking that Wilfried Zaha will give that Leeds backline a bit of a problem, and I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory for Crystal Palace. So I think Diego will be smiling for sure. Hello to Michael Talks Football. Hope you are doing well. I notice you're going live at about 7:20, I think, 7:20 UK, to react to obviously the Ballon d'Or. So hopefully I'll tune into that. Shane O'Donnell says Leeds 1, Palace 2. Yeah, it is a tricky one to predict, but they're just away with Leeds. I just don't see them winning any games at this moment. Palace does win. We will go by Manchester United, I think. Unbelievable. Yep, absolutely. Eze back and Conor Gallagher will be all over them. Yeah, Eze is back, actually. Eze is back. Leeds 1, Palace 1, so Sportcat 1. Very interesting. Mike Green, good evening to you. And he has said Leeds 0, Palace 1. So that takes care of the Tuesday games. And now we will move on to the Wednesday games. And let me just get this banner off, because that is the Tuesday games done and dusted. And now we have Southampton against Leicester City. Right. This is a very interesting one, isn't it? It is 2 wins to Southampton, 2 wins to Leicester, and 1 draw. The last result was a 1-1 draw. But obviously, when Southampton played Leicester City, everyone remembers the 9-0 thrashing. And I did see that Full-Time Focus was in the comments earlier, and he's saying 9-0 Foxes. So, yeah, could it happen again? I highly doubt it. I really highly doubt it. Anyway, but looking at this at the moment, Southampton were, I won't say poor against Liverpool, because they did actually create a lot of good chances in that game. And I think the way that Liverpool played as well, look, Liverpool were very, very good against Southampton, got the early goal. They did allow a couple of chances. I mean, Alisson had to be absolutely big in that game as well. But Southampton did miss a couple of chances as well. And the thing with Southampton is that they are lacking scoring goals. I think that is the big thing for me, is that they are lacking a goal scorer. Doesn't matter if it's Adam Armstrong, doesn't matter if it's Che Adams. They're definitely lacking a goal scorer, in my opinion. And I look at that Southampton side. It's a very good side. Don't get me wrong. It's a very, very good side. I don't think they're going to go down. I think there's a few other teams down there that are actually very, very poor for me. So I don't see Southampton being dragged into any relegation battle. For sure. Vieira will be the next Arsenal manager. Mark my words. This is Ricky. Very interesting. Hello to Reece Woods. You're going for a 2-0 win to Palace. Southampton 1, Leicester 2 won't be 9-0 again. Leicester 2-1. 2-1 seems to be the most popular prediction here. 2-1 Leicester City. 6-0 Leicester 2. Easy win. Can see this being a hammering, but one of them games where miss a lot of chances. Could be interesting. How has Hasenhüttl survived getting demolished 9-0 2 seasons in a row? Surely it can happen again. Surely it cannot happen again. Yeah, Stephen, I never unsubbed this new account. Okay. There's simply no depth for Saints. No, absolutely not. 1-1 draw, says Liviu. Stan, Leicester City, well, I have to say 4-2 against Watford. This game had everything, didn't it? Goals, goals, goals. Josh King scored, obviously, for, Watford. The first goal, I don't actually know what the Watford defender is actually doing. Ducking while it allows, basically, James Maddison to get a goal is... It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous with that. So, but Leicester were very, very good, and they deserved to win by 4-2. So it's going to be very, very intriguing. Anyway, they terribly missed Ings. Absolutely agree with that for sure. Both teams are crap. So 1-1, says Livio Stan, and Leicester. He's just going for 2 moments to Leicester. I am going to go for a 2-0 Leicester. I don't see Southampton scoring. I think it's going to be a case of the same for Southampton, is that they're going to be suffering with a lack of goal scorer. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Leicester City. But yes, I'm not tempted to predict 9-0 because I don't think it's going to happen again. So a 2-0 victory to Leicester City. And Shane O'Donnell, Shane O'Donnell with the final comment there. Leicester to beat Southampton by 2-1. So, moving swiftly on, and we have a London derby ahead of us. It is Watford against Chelsea. 4 wins to Chelsea, 1 win to Watford. The last result was a 2-1 victory to Chelsea. Very, very interesting. Ricky going for a 4-2 to Leicester. So, thinking that Leicester could go goal crazy yet again. Well, I have just spoken about Watford. That defending was a lot to be desired. And if you defend like that, you are not staying in this league. I'm sorry. You are just not staying in this league. Very, very poor defending. Very, very poor defending, that has to be said. Look, Josh King again is a bit of a goal machine, I have to say. He is doing extremely well at this moment in time. But the problem is, yeah, they are scoring, but they are actually, conceding a lot. And the news of Ben Foster potentially having a groin injury is a big blow. But they still have Daniel Bachmann to come in. But even then, I just do not see anything for Watford fans to smile about or celebrate. Anyway, Chelsea a 1-1 draw with Manchester United. Now, obviously, I missed this game yesterday because I was obviously doing other things. But from what I've heard, wasn't the best of games. Chelsea had more possession, but they just didn't do anything with it. Manchester United took the lead, of course, because obviously Jadon Sancho scored. And then Chelsea were given a penalty. I have seen it back. I think it is an unlucky decision. But you can quite clearly see it's a bit similar to Andy Robertson against Brighton. It's when they kick the ball. He just goes and kicks the man as well. So that was very, very disappointing. Anyway, but no, Chelsea, I'm pretty sure they will be back to winning ways as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've said that Watford concede too many goals, but Chelsea don't concede many. But when they're away from home, I have noticed a little bit of a pattern, but very, very interesting. Very, very interesting pattern coming here. But I'm going to go for a narrow Chelsea win. And I do think Watford will get a goal, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Chelsea. I just think Chelsea will march on. And you know what? Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, obviously want Chelsea to drop points. So that was a good result. We're only 2 points behind Chelsea at this moment in time, but the way that Chelsea played. I would worry about them because they've not got Kante. I think he is the linchpin in that midfield. And yeah, I mean, Jorginho did obviously, atone for the error. That was a terrible, terrible error from Jorginho's part. So, but yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Chelsea win. Let's see what some of you are saying. Sorry. Let me go up. So we got Shane O'Donnell saying a 3-0 Chelsea. Mike Green saying a 4-1 Chelsea. James Dunlop saying 2-0 Chelsea. Olivia Stan saying 3-1 Chelsea. Sparkat 1, big Chelsea fan, of course. 1-0 Blues. Come on, lads. Quickly, more matches are coming up. Newcastle 2, Norwich 0. Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 1. Watford 1, Chelsea 0. West Ham 1, Brighton 2. Wolves 1, Burnley 0. Southampton 1, Leicester 2. Chelsea will bounce back and not play Werner. 3-1 Chelsea. I'll get to your comments in a minute. 4-0 Chelsea, says Reese. I'm going for an upset, says Diego. 1-0 to Watford. That could be interesting. We robbed them a win, to be honest, and never a pen. I think it was unlucky. Very, very unlucky, Wan-Bissaka, but it was. I think Jamie Carragher said in commentary it was reckless, but yeah, I don't know if it was a penalty, to be honest with you. Have you seen the stats of that game? It was mad. No, I haven't actually. I've not seen that game back through. 4-2 Chelsea. 3-1 Chelsea. Jorginho's finished. Player should be sold. He's not finished for me. I think he's just having a bit of poor form, I would have to say, as well. But we shall see anyway. But the next game. Now, there have been 5 draws between these two in the Premier League recently. It's West Ham United against Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, the stats say obviously 5 draws. Last meeting was a 2-2 draw, but West Ham were very unlucky against Manchester City. I feel that I think their fans are a little bit spoilt. I think it's safe to say they are very, very spoilt. I don't think you would expect to beat Manchester City, in all honesty. Going to the Etihad, I know it was very, very snowy conditions, wasn't the best, but I look at West Ham, and you weren't expected to win that game. You were not expected to win that game at all. And I just have a feeling that the way that you guys have been playing recently in Europe as well, I think you'll be absolutely fine. And this is a game where you should be going to win. But the fact is, you have never beaten Brighton in the Premier League. I've got a feeling that should change this time around. But we shall see. We shall see indeed. Brighton, oh dear. Neil Maupay had an absolute disaster, didn't he? He absolutely did. The way that he missed an absolutely gilt-edged opportunity. Trossard did hit the post, but it was a good save by Melee. But apart from that, Brighton need a goal scorer. I mean, they really, really do. I like what Graham Potter said. I think this is 2 spoilt fan bases, if I'm being honest. Brighton are not expected to be up there this season anyway. But the way that they played against Leeds, they should have won that game. And they didn't. And this is the thing with Brighton, is that yes, they are where they are at this moment in time, but I don't understand why Brighton fans are booing Graham Potter, and I don't understand why they're booing the team. I really, really don't. So I have just said that West Ham have never beaten Brighton in the Premier League era. I think that's all about to change. I've been very impressed with West Ham recently, and finally they will get a Premier League victory over Brighton. West Ham 2, Brighton 0. I don't see Brighton scoring. I do not see Brighton scoring. Let's see what some of you are saying. They would have scored AWB wouldn't have given a pen, as they were about to have a shot. Okay, interesting. Also, Timo was woeful. Yes, we all know that. Olivia Stan going for a 1-0 Brighton. Very, very interesting indeed. West Ham 1, Brighton 2. Brighton are bogus team for the Hammers. Yeah, I know absolutely that. West Ham 2, Brighton 1. Says James. This will be entertaining. 3-2 West Ham. Says Ricky. Diego says, my prediction is West Ham 2, Brighton 0. The Asian Sensation says West Ham 3-1. Shane O'Donnell says 2-0 West Ham. Michael Talks Football says, I don't understand the Brighton fans booing Potter without him. Brighton would have been relegated already. Absolutely. Trossard is quite good again, shots off from anywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Brighton lose this, says Fox's Focus. Goodness, that's quite hard to say when you're tongue-tied. West Ham 3-0 win, says Brad, and 2-1 West Ham. So everyone seems to be going for a West Ham win, except Liviu Stan and I think Mike Green, if I seem to remember. So we shall see what happens as well. Yeah, definitely. Raul, we will go. Oh gosh, that was not good. So we will go to a game where Burnley won by 4-0 last season. So Wolves will be wanting to go and get revenge. It's Wolves against Burnley. Now, Wolves, let's see the stats. 3 wins to Burnley and 2 draws. The last result, as I've said, was that 4-0 victory to Burnley. Wolves 0-0 with Norwich. They did create a couple of chances. I mean, again, it wasn't a pretty game to watch. And quite frankly, we did have 2 0-0s this week. That was obviously Brighton, Leeds, and Norwich Wolves. So this is a very interesting game, this one, because obviously Wolves did draw 0-0 with Norwich, which was a very, very. It wasn't a great result, but they kept the clean sheet again. And I just think they are going to bounce back in this game, and we'll see. We shall see. Burnley obviously didn't have a game against Tottenham, postponed because of heavy snow. And if I'm being honest, I don't think Burnley have anything to be blamed for. It's just, what are you supposed to do? I mean, yes, I know Spurs have obviously travelled up and all that, but the way that game was going to be going, the way that the snow was going to keep falling, I don't think Burnley could have cleared that pitch, if I'm being honest. So Burnley are 18th in the Premier League at this moment in time as well, and I just don't see where the next win's coming from. I really, really don't. Wolves, they did have a few chances against. I had a few chances against Norwich, and as I think someone said, they were very, very poor. So I expect them to bounce back. This is my bold prediction of the week, folks. This is my bold prediction of the week. I just think the way that Wolves have been playing, I think they've been lacking goals, but I just have a feeling that this week, I have a feeling that they're going to score a hatful of goals against Burnley. And I am actually going to go for them to get revenge on Burnley by absolutely spanking them. Wolves 4. Yes, 4. Burnley 0. I've just got a feeling. This might be Wolves' day to get a few goals, and I'm going to go for a 4-0 victory. I just think Wolves will be too strong for Burnley, and plus Wolves will be more prepared than Burnley as well. So let's see what some of you are saying. I'm going 4-0 Wolves, which is interesting. So Mike Green has gone for Wolves 2, Burnley 0. Wolves are poor against Norwich. They'll bounce back. Absolutely, I agree with you. 2-1 to Wolves, says Shane. 0-0 draw. Wouldn't be too surprised by that, but we'll see. Wolves 2, Burnley 0. Well, my prediction is Wolves 3, Burnley 1. Very interesting. Ricky going for a 2-0 Wolves. James saying 1-0 Wolves. Asian Sensational going for a 2-0 Wolves win. Hello to Maisie. Hope you're doing well. I'm going for a boring 1-1 for Wolves Burnley. You bold, Duke Meister bold. I'm going 4-1. I still think those boring clarets score. Wow. Hello, Reese. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Anyone see Deitch inspected the pitch only wearing a white shirt? It wasn't that cold, I reckon. Yeah, Sean Deitch and wearing white shirts. Iconic, I'd have to say. Damn, Doug doesn't like Burnley. I'm saying 1-1. I was genuinely thinking the same. Decided to go for a safe 2-0 though. Yeah, I just have a feeling it's going to be 4-0. Just got a feeling it's going to be 4-0. So the next game is Aston Villa against Manchester City. Steven Gerrard against Pep Guardiola. Villa obviously starting off with 2 wins out of 2 under Steven Gerrard. This is a big kettle. This is a different kettle of fish, though. It is Manchester City. Now, 5 wins to the citizens, you'll be surprised to learn, and the last result was a 2-1 victory. But Steven Gerrard has got Villa really well organised. They were very, very good yesterday, or good on Saturday, I should say, against Crystal Palace. John McGinn, really, really good to see. Matt Targett was on target, in fact, as well. So that was always a good thing to say. But I just look at this Villa side, and the way that they're actually playing as well. I am very, very hopeful that Villa can get something off Manchester City, but you never know. I honestly see this being one that could be a very, very narrow scoreline, or I could see City, going for a big win. I hope not. I have been very impressed with the way that Aston Villa have been playing recently. Man City 2-1 over West Ham, I should say. And again, they had to rely on having one decision being chalked off for obviously offside. Mahrez being very, very close to scoring, but I look at this game, and it's, as I've said, it's either going to be a narrow City win, it's either going to be a draw, or it's either going to be a narrow Villa win. It's a very, very tricky one to call. Can Steven Gerrard make it 3 out of 3? I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. But I don't think there's going to be many goals. I think Steven Gerrard has got his team very, very well organised. I have seen some of your predictions already. I have seen a lot of people going for 3-1s, 2-1s, and people saying like that. But I think this is going to be a very, very narrow 1-0 victory to Manchester City. I think the way they played against West Ham, that second half, they were much, much better as well. But I am going to go for a 1-0 victory to Manchester City. So we will just see what some of you are saying in the comments. 5-2 Manchester City. 5-2, Reese. 5-2. I don't think it'll be 5-2. I really, really don't see that. Aston Villa 0, Man City 2, says Shane. 2-1 City, says Livy Stan. 3-0 Man City, says Devils United. Hello to Nipun Sharma, hope you're doing well. 2-1 to Man City. 3-1 Man City. My prediction is Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0. Villa 1, City 3. Another game like City West Ham. Could be very, very interesting, that one. I'm going for a shock. Aston Villa 2, Man City 1, says Nipun. I would be absolutely overjoyed with that if that came through. Yeah, I'm going for a shock Villa 2-1 win as well. Over 14 watching, please subscribe if you're new. Yes, absolutely. Hit that subscribe button if you are new, and hit that like button as well. 3-1 Man City, says Michael. I'm the agent of chaos. Got to throw chaos in there. And Fox's Focus is saying 4-2 to Manchester City. And obviously, Leicester are Villa's next opponents at Villa Park. So, the next game, can anyone guess what the next game is? It is the Merseyside derby. It is Everton against Liverpool. It is 1 win apiece and 3 draws. The last result was a 2-2 draw. I'm going to say this now. This will be a very interesting game. Everton are just not in great form. I don't think they've won a game in 2 months. I don't think they've had a win in 2 months, especially with the way that they've been playing recently. Brentford deserved to win yesterday. Excellent against Everton, and Brentford needed that victory as well. This is going to be a really interesting game because obviously everyone will know about last season's game. It was a terrible, terrible game for Liverpool fans alike as well. It should have been 3-2, but obviously I'm not going to go into what happened last time around. But I hope we don't see a very bittery game in this one. I really, really don't. I really hope we don't see that. It's obviously taking about obviously Rafa Benitez against his former club as well. That's going to be interesting as well. But Everton are just not good in any good form. A Calvert-Lewin is a big, big miss. They're certainly missing something up front. Richarlison can't do it on his own. He cannot do it on his own. And anyway, I do not like Richarlison's celebration. That chicken dance, whatever he does, is horrendously bad. But as people say, form goes out the window for big, big derbies like this. And Liverpool 4-0 against Southampton. Very, very impressive. Nice to see Virgil van Dijk to get a goal finally. It was really, really good. Jota getting 2 as well. And Thiago seems to be a bit of a goal machine at this moment in time. Thiago with 2, and has to be said, absolutely beauties they were as well. This is going to be a really tricky one to call. But I just think because Liverpool are playing so well, Everton are just there to be got at. Rafa Benitez is definitely under pressure. There is even talk Everton could potentially sack him before this game. I don't think it's going to be that, but I can honestly say this now. I can see this being either a Liverpool win, a very boring draw, or maybe a 1-0 Everton. I hope not. Hope not. Rafa does it against Liverpool. Rafa against Klopp. I don't see it. But I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be saying this now. I think we smash the Toffees. I really, really do. I'm going Everton 0, Liverpool 3. I think Liverpool will go to Goodison Park, be still angry about that game last season, and I think we will win by 3-0. So I see what some of you are saying. 11 likes, doing well, super dude. Thank you, Reese. 2-2, says Reese. So I'm going for an interesting game like last season. Ooh, this will be a good one. Yes, absolutely. Shane O'Donnell sharing my views of a 3-0 victory to Liverpool. But going to be Everton 0, Liverpool 4. Everton is going to get smashed, says Devils United. James Dunlop, interesting what you've gone for. Everton 0, Liverpool 3. Pains me to predict this, but I have to be real and honest. We are going down. Relegation's on the cards. I'm not calling for Benitez to go. I'm calling for the board to go. Interesting. Fox is focusing. Raphael Shocks 2-0 Toffees. Could have been a hammering for you lot, but as it's a derby, I'll go for Everton 1, Liverpool 2. Says Mike. 3-1 Liverpool. Big up aged Benitez. LFC 3-0. You'll never walk alone. Come on, you red. James Dunlop saying, seriously, you don't think you're going down, mate? I don't think Everton will go down. I think Everton are still too good to not to go down anyway. Everton to go 1-0 up, Liverpool to score 2, and then 90th minute equaliser for fun. Richarlison is, yep. The referee will be Paul Tierney and the VAR ref Michael Oliver. Thanks for that. Paul Tierney is not one of my favourite refs, but then again, who is? I know this is going to be an ugly game, but Liverpool win in the 90th minute with Salah scoring the winner. You never walk alone. 1-0 Liverpool. That could be interesting. We are, Ricky. We have nothing. The players don't give a beep. The board never come out and speak, and we've gotten worse since Mashiri came in. Everton 2, Liverpool 5, says Nipun Sharma. Mashiri is a cock wumble, to be honest, from an outsider looking in. Yeah. I don't get that. I don't get that either. Everton 0, Liverpool 1, Jota to score in the second half. Could be interesting. 2-2 draw. Interesting. Your players are too good, I think, James. I think Benitez will be the next to be sacked, though. Yes, absolutely. To be fair, dude, we both hate all the refs in the Premier League because they suck. Feels great. We are consistently proven right about them on our pod. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, indeed. So, yeah, a bit of a differing opinions of the Merseyside derby. And it could be like Man United 0, Liverpool 5 all over again. Wow. Obviously, all these games are on Amazon Prime as well, so could be very, very interesting. So the next game is on Thursday. Thursday night we have, and it is Tottenham against Brentford. I did check the stats, obviously, because there's obviously not many Premier League stats anyway between these two. First Premier League meeting for a long, long time, it has to be said. 4 wins to Tottenham and 1 draw. The last results are 2-0 win to Tottenham. I mean, the way that I think that Tottenham, well, obviously Tottenham haven't had a game, have they? They have not had a game this week. And again, I look at the way that Tottenham played against Leeds, and they'll be buoyed about that game, especially winning 2-1 in the very late on as well. But this is the thing with Conte, his teams are doing well, but they are waiting to be second. I think they're a second half team, if I'm being honest. They are quite a second half team, the way that they've been playing recently. And I just think the way that Brentford are playing at the moment, yes, it was a very, very good 1-0 victory over Everton. We will obviously come to Brentford very, very shortly. But this is a different game as well. London derby, of course, so it's another game where you'd have to say is very, very tricky to call. But I just don't know with Tottenham at this moment in time. Brentford, very, very good victory against Everton. It was a penalty. Andros Townsend has his foot high into the face. I think it was of Vissa. I think it was Vissa, was it? And it was a penalty, and Ivan Toney scores a very, very good finish. It was as well. As I said, this is a very tricky one to call. I'm just going to go for a narrow Tottenham win. I think they will win by 2-1. I think it'll be a very, very narrow 2-1 victory. Anyway, let's see what some of you are saying in this one. If Benitez does go, I'd give the job to Duncan Ferguson, says James Dunlop. Very interesting. Tottenham 3-1, Brentford. Interesting. I'm going for 1-1, says Devils United. My prediction is Spurs 0, Brentford 1. Interesting. Tottenham 2, Brentford 0. Tottenham 3, Brentford 1. Everyone seems to be going for Spurs victories. I think Spurs have lost to all London sides this season so far. Wow. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Chelsea, Palace, Arsenal. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. There. Is a game at White Hart Lane or in West London? It is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Brentford 2-1 win. Tony double, says Reese. Interesting. Ricky says 3-1 Spurs. It's at Tottenham. Yeah, absolutely. 2-1 Tottenham, actually, says Eason Sensational FC. Is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Napoon White Hart Lane is dead. Yes, absolutely. Great stream. We'll try and tune in again later. Thank you. 1-1. Could be a draw. Could be a draw. I'm doing all the scores in the background for prediction stream as well. Spurs are a good side, apparently. Yeah, a good side, yet they lose 2-1 to Mura FC, who I believe are Slovenian champions. Jack Mack, if anyone hasn't seen Jack Mack's predictions on my LFC podcast, his predictions they can either be going from basically 5-0 Liverpool to 5-1. He's very, very accurate when it comes to these, and it is very, very strange. But he's going for a 3-0 Brentford. I don't see that happening, Jack, if I'm being honest. I still call Ed White Hart Lane. I'm old school like that. Yeah, absolutely. And the final game. Will Mr. Ralf Rangnick be in charge? It is one of the big games that everyone looks forward to. It's Manchester United against Arsenal. 3 wins to Arsenal, 2 draws. Yeah, Arsenal got a good record against Manchester United, especially 1-0 victory to the Gunners. This is going to be a very interesting game. Manchester United again, a 1-1 draw with Chelsea. Good performance. They managed to get a draw. Jadon Sancho scored 2 goals in recent weeks as well. Good to see for United fans' perspective. And obviously, Ralf Rangnick is coming in. Everyone is making a big hullabaloo about Cristiano Ronaldo being dropped. Look, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. He can't play every single game. He's 37 now. Cristiano Ronaldo cannot play every single game. And the way that Manchester United play, I thought they played better without Ronaldo. And that is saying something. However, big worry is Bruno Fernandes's form. I think Bruno Fernandes should do with a spell on the bench, if I'm being totally honest, from an outsider's point of view. I really do. Arsenal managed to get a 2-0 victory over Newcastle, but yet again, they're still not playing well. They're still not playing well. The way that that Newcastle actually came on to play against Arsenal at the weekend was very impressive. And Arsenal have to. I mean, Aubameyang could do with a being dropped as well. Really poor from him recently. So I just have a feeling, looking at this game, that new managerial bounce. Obviously, Ralf Rangnick will be in charge unless work permits and all this malarkey visa things happen. But I mean, Arsenal had a good record against Manchester United recently, but I think this is where it ends. I think United win by 2-1. I'm going to go for a 2-1 United win. I just have a feeling that Ralf Rangnick will be in charge. So I am going to go for a 2-1 United victory. So let's see what some of you are saying as well. Tottenham 3, Brentford 2. Brentford score first, says Nippon. 2-1 Man United, F the Gunners. Yeah. JB O'Hara was saying Mura's quality as a team is equivalent to the National League. Goodness sake. Man United 1, Arsenal 2, says Yeti Boy. Man United 1, Arsenal 0. I think Rangnick is a good appointment, as do I. James Dunlop, I think your Everton should break the bank in January for a Van de Beek style midfielder. Unless you're Charles Manson. Lol, Ricky. We can't spend the money, Diego, due to FFP. We have to do loan moves. You are not wrong there. United all day, was impressed last night. Much better display from them. 3-1 against Arsenal. Haha. Man United 1, Arsenal 3, says Tom May. I'm going to go for 2-0 Arsenal or 3-1. Going 3-1 because we are actually strong right now and our defence is wow. And Saka and Smith Rowe. Yeah, but Aubameyang isn't scoring. Aubameyang isn't scoring. Hello to Errol Brown. Calling it now. Ronaldo hat-trick. 3-2 Manchester United. Very interesting. Even if Ralf does not get Arsenal, Vieira is humped. Yeah, definitely. 2-1 United. Jay, it has to be question marks over the board. Too much money wasted on poor players and managers at Everton. Rafa is a quality manager. Just the team he has is on par with Newcastle, even worse. Oh, thanks, James. I didn't know that. Unbelievable. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 1. United 2, Gunners 1. My prediction is Man United 2, Arsenal 0. I watched highlights of the Arsenal game. Saka was woeful, to be honest. Yeah, he was. I agree, Jack. For me, the board need to go because we've gotten worse. And no worries, Diego. Big up as well. So that has done for the match week 14 predictions. Now, obviously, after this video, please leave your predictions in the comment section down below. It would be nice to see a lot of people tune in as well. But these are my predictions for match week 14. So I'm going 1-0 to Newcastle against Norwich, 3-0 Crystal Palace against Leeds, 2-0 Leicester City against Southampton, 2-1 Chelsea against Watford, 2-0 West Ham, 4-0 Wolves against Burnley. That's a crazy one. 1-0 to Man City against Aston Villa, 3-0 to Liverpool against Everton, 2-1 to Tottenham against Brentford, and 2-1 to Manchester United. But thank you very much for watching this video. And as I've said, please leave your predictions after the game as well. And we will see what happens in these games. And games are coming thick and fast because of obviously the games on Thursday. I will probably do another live stream for match week 15. It's just the way the fixtures are going at this moment in time. But until then, it is goodbye for me, and I'll see you all in the next video. And leave your predictions in the comment section. Bye bye. See you later.